Great, brings. All right, blessings. All right, going to messages and then to Q&A. Blessings. Greetings. We are the Seraphim angels. Blessings to you. You know of sounds of crystals, of chimes. Chimes sound healing, yes, is very powerful. Those of you having difficulties healing yourself, healing your chakras, or have even to actually create a new timeline, a chime, some kind of sound healing technology, whatever it might be. It can be something very small. It can help you just clear your vibration so you can walk in onto a new timeline. Sometimes if you have emotions that are very dense, it's difficult to move on. You're so used to, darkness. It's difficult to switch over. It's like you're used to the same lane, the same pattern. It's difficult for you to get on a new pattern. So with sound technology, and you can listen to online, whatever it is, but sometimes it all depends on the situation, but if you actually physically have it with you, like a bell or something like that, that has healing intentions with it, and it can really open you up. Might not exactly move you to a timeline quickly, but you can clear out the vibration. It does take time though for you to adapt to it. Especially if you have dark spirits, you feel like there's in a certain room of where you live, you can use that, and they don't like that type of sound. They don't like that at all. So let's just see. Greetings to you. We are the Sasquatch energies, Bigfoot. Yes, we don't normally we speak through this one very often, but we are, yes, very connected to the Earth's energy. So we appear where we need to be. Usually, yes, it's in the woods. Usually, it's where we feel safe. But we connect to tree areas around your world. So we connect to the tree energies and send vibrations to clear out blockages, even open up portals for positive connection. So we work with mostly portal energies normally, and that's why you don't see us, because we're always coming in and out of reality. So those that can channel our vibrations are not really necessarily meant to be here on a physical level. That's why you don't see us, because this is a human experience, not a Sasquatch experience. But some of you are tuning into our vibrations, and one day we'll be seeing more clearly, similar to your aliens. But we are similar to like the elemental beings that are here also. Not here to be seen, not here for one. But you can feel us, and that's what matters most. But we are just here to clear out chakras, but we're also just to give you, usually when we connect, it's normally just a simple message, not there to guide you fully in your life, but just to help you on your way. Essence. Greetings to you. Greetings. I am what you would call a silver surfer being, a cosmic being. One that, yes, lives in space. One that is not on a surfboard, but just an energy being that Yes, connects portals to worlds. We travel through suns, we travel through planets. We are normally in your skies. Of course, you don't normally see us, of course. Then you might see a shooting star, sometimes that is us. So we are, yes, there is a lot of space battles that we are involved with to heal, but some are actually involved with. I am more of like a Palladian being, but I come from the sixth dimension. So our existence while we're here is to actually keep the universe going, keep the flow going, to you can say make it a fair fight. So we have darkness that comes in, but also allow light to come in also. So yes, as you open up your Earth's energy, you'll see more of our kind, like a cosmic being looking right at you, possibly. And some of you have been part of our collective. Basically, just a silver type of being. There are beings that are fire beings, but I'm more of a silver energy. So I'm also here to answer your questions.
Hello, greetings.
Thanks. Yeah,
Blessings. Thank you for coming in.
thanks.
Is there like a silver jumper work for you, or is there like silver Pleiadians better?
Something like that, yes. We're
Okay.
kind of related to the silver platings in that regard, but we're more of a cosmic. We're more of a cosmic. We don't have a. I mean, there's many of our species. We're not land. We don't live on a planet.
Well,
Live in space.
yeah, yeah, very cool. Well, in any case, thank you again for coming in.
Yes.
Blessings to you. Up first this evening, we have Daria.
Well,
Greetings.
hello there, Silver
Greetings.
Surfer. Yes, I like silver a lot,
Mm,
which is my gold.
yes.
So, do you have any messages from your 6D angle?
Yes. One moment. I believe sometimes your energy here is kind of static or wants to let go, but because this, or you open up realms that this world shuts down. So you're going more into the lower realms, understanding that. And there's just a level there that humans are ignoring, but yet live. Like the demonic realms, they actually live it within their lives, but not aware of it. Especially a lot of it is in heavy metal music. So
Yeah,
it's right in your face. People's faces, they just don't want to see it. Some people already know, obviously. But well, you're showing more of a positive sense, or all sides of it, you can say. I see.
yeah. I feel that for a long time now, which was interesting. I usually go from one thing to another, but this has kind of kept me going deeper and deeper, I guess.
Well, just like your Agartha world, your lower astral world will become more aware. More people will communicate and not be so afraid of it. Instead of looking at it from a negative aspect, to just see it from just another realm, another plane connected to you.
Yeah,
So,
true. So, do you have like mm, maybe some 3D input, like not demonic? If there's something mentioned about that, that would be cool. But
about your third dimension existence
yeah,
here. But I
yes,
do,
yes, yes.
well, this is not a third dimension, but I do see a reality where your hair is on fire.
Yeah,
And that's like a normal look for you. And I've,
it's like
well, it's not,
hate.
well, it seems like you had difficulties with some of the mer people here. Had some, or conflict with them in the past. I
Hmm.
mean, some of them have been not as what they seem to be. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I feel I can go into that energy and explore. So
No.
it just
Yeah.
gave me a portal there.
Well, which connects to Lemuria, which even Lemuria itself, it did have a very positive side of it, but there was a negative side to it
Yeah,
that's connected to your lower astral. We said that's part of what corrupted some of the Atlanteans. They couldn't handle it.
yeah, cool. Well, thank you for that, and have a cool channeling with this group.
Blessings.
Blessings.
Okay, very cool. Thank you. Up next, we have Logan.
Greetings.
Grace to you.
For my first question, I would like to know, what are my connections to your collective, the celestial collective or celestial being?
Yes, that's the higher planes, the heavens, nebulas. A lot of us travel through portals, black holes, wormholes, but usually nebulas is where we're seeing the most. Just cosmic, gases in the universe. And we've been from all places. Yes, you've been. You're part of part of our society. Yes, a society that does keep to itself, but you keep an eye on worlds that you want to protect. So, and there are others that don't want to protect it at all. So there's a little bit of conflict there. I believe more in Arcturus, that's where you are mostly. But you're in many places. But Arcturus is where even the Arcturians feel like they can defend themselves, but not always. That's more of a fourth dimensional Earth or reality. That's where it gets a bit more dense. That's where usually that's where more of the conflict is. It depends on where you're at, of course.
Interesting. For my second question, I would like to know, are there any messages from any of my guides?
They're like in a timeline of relationships to open up more, to go further with it. Of course, you have relationships with their friends, but also take some of them a little more seriously than you have already. That's a little bit cryptic, but they're just saying it's a timeline of relationships. I don't believe it's for public ears. That's why. So I just leave it at that.
All right. Yes, thank you. Blessings.
Okay, thank you. Up next, we have Dragon.
Hi, how you doing?
Yes, rings.
When you guys said you're silver, I thought of being a bunch of silver surfers.
Yes. There's a great deal of us around. Especially around your planet. Your planet seems to attract us mostly.
I think you're not the first to come through either. Anyway, so my first question is, can you talk a little more about I know they're just energy levels, but they're given these distinctions by a lot of people or beings. What's the real difference between the fifth dimension and sixth is? Because I heard there's like a big difference. It's like one has body still and the other doesn't, or what?
Well, six has more, yes, of a light body, where yes, everything goes a lot faster. So fifth, they can connect to your world pretty easily. A sixth dimension is more difficult for them to communicate with a reality like yours. They still can, but they have to kind of slow themselves down quite a bit. And it's more of a relaxed state. Of course, not all beings are relaxed though. Some are more, that's more like the God dimension, you could say. Or they're more godlike. Of course, every dimension to become more godlike. But there are places in six where it's more calmer. But it all depends on where you are once again. So fifth is very connected to your planet still. So sixth dimension is more like Tibet on your planet. Certain areas.
We're kind of just the quarantine part of the fifth dimension, basically, right?
Yes, correct.
My second question.
Yes, it's fourth, fifth.
Go ahead.
You do have sixth, you have ninth dimension, you have 12th dimension here also. But it's only mostly around some areas on the planet, and some individuals can channel that, not many. So,
thank you. And my second question is, do you have any messages for me?
Guys are known to stop time. As you as a timekeeper, there's you do have in some kind of reality where you actually have timelines where you've kept for yourself, like took a picture of it, you can say, where you can go into a timeline and actually experience it again. So they like a wall of timelines. Like people have wall of pictures, but it's a reality you can actually go into. But you can actually be in that reality for a very long time. You can be in a reality for 10 years or longer, however you want to. So there's this certain place, certain significant times on this planet and others that you keep for yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a small taste of that like 20 years ago.
Mhm.
I just time stopped for a while, like
Mhm.
what would be probably hours. I just kept looking at the clock and I'm like, oh, time hasn't changed. Oh, time hasn't changed. And like I was, just thinking about stuff, looking around and really like, I mean, hours went by, it felt like, but time didn't change on the clock. And so I was finally like, I guess it's time to go do something. And of
Yes.
course, time started ticking again.
I feel like you still do that. You're just not aware of it anymore. There are times you just don't remember when you do it. You might extend time a little bit. Like if you need 5 more minutes, you get 5 more minutes. But there are times when you do freeze it, but you kind of left that out of your memory for different reasons.
Yeah, that's really cool when that happens.
Yeah.
Probably
just
not
not
for you guys.
It's not necessary to remember it. That's why you don't remember it. You'd be surprised how many people in their waking life do not remember certain events because you freeze time and you do other things and need to come back in this timeline.
And if you're not staring at a clock, you don't really know.
Exactly.
That makes sense. All right. Well, thanks. Much love.
Yes, it's like cutting time, and pocket reality, I can say.
Very interesting. Thank you for that. Blessings.
Yes.
Up next we have Silverclaw.
Hello there.
Yes, greetings.
Greetings. My first question is, what kinds of things do you see me being able to do once I become a healer?
Seeing other people's minds. I think you can do that already, actually.
See
think
their mind?
See it into their minds. Some people you already do that already, but you choose to forget because sometimes you know too much about them.
Hmm.
There's only certain individuals you do that with, especially those that are kind of crossing you a little bit. So like family members, you went into their energy field to see what they really are, and you didn't like what you saw. So you're careful. Like sometimes you don't even want to know the truth.
Mhm.
So it's just extending more of your mental powers, if I see. Wherever you want to go with it, actually.
Mhm. Mhm.
Did you sense more than you realize?
Mhm.
From what I can see.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. Awesome. My next question, any messages from my father at the moment?
Is this someone that's still
Oh, my father
physically?
passed away a long time ago.
I see him in the ninth dimension. I see him in a place that's very snowy, like a snow region. He's still connected to your planet. He's not happy what you went through as a child, but I believe he neglected your situation also. But he is always with you, though. He does feel your pain, though, and he is direct. He's helping you in your direction. He does a lot of protection around you for sure. He's just making sure you don't make the same. He's helping you not make the same mistakes as in the past.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. All right, thank you.
Blessings.
Hey, blessings. Thank you. Up next we got Steven.
Hello, Soul Surfer.
Greetings.
Greetings. How you doing?
And well.
Sweet. Thank you. Much love. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being here.
Mm-hmm.
Since you're here, I had a channeling a while back ago about y'all. I don't know if it's the same entity or aspect where they said I was connected to an aspect of the Silver Surfer, and
Yes.
just wondering if it's your collective that they're talking about, if the aspects in your and hey, just I would just love more information since y'all are here. Just whatever you can tell, the history or whatever. Thank you.
Well, you're part of world creation, always assisting with it. Well, there's not being so much interference. Basically, it's like surfer beings are kind of just like protecting aliens for travel to visit a planet. And your energy is a Silver Surfer reality that you're connected to, where they actually live on a world, which is very rare, but where they monitor other planets. They don't always have the most emotional talent. They don't need it, but they are seeing where they're needed in other worlds. There are some surfer beings that are trying to live a homely, like a human life, and they do exist in some of the cosmos. They're not saying where. That's not where I come from, though. So, it's just some idea.
Yeah, when you were talking about that, I got the vision of like the movie Gallant Guardians of the Galaxy, where that dude's father, he's like a god. He lives on this planet, and he's like he's like the planet itself, and not necessarily the negative aspect, but that's what I got on when you were talking about that.
It'll come through more little by little. It does help you with your health, it seems. But you're so alien here. It's almost surprising you even function here as a human.
Yeah,
Your connection to alien DNA is very high.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult,
Yeah.
but I managed. I managed. I thank you for that. Second question is, I was wondering if you could tap into this dream I just had recently had. It's like I was visiting this one guy, and it's like I was almost like qualified, or I had to go through some like paperwork to like become a superhero, like to activate my abilities and stuff. And I had to fill out all this like paperwork, and then I had like 50 questions that was on like a jacket or on like a big canvas or something, and just ask like personal questions of this and that, and it is like, and I had to do this to like qualify or get my abilities or something. I just wonder if you can just tap into that and see if you got more info on that. Thank you.
It's something like an insurance policy, liabilities. So you don't, if you crash into a building, how are they going to take care of it? It's like, are you going to repair it afterwards? Are you going to help? Yeah, because some of these beings that are higher, super powered, they just save the world and leave the damage for somebody else to take care of. So it feels it has something to do with that. So you are qualified. You just want to make sure if you're the right candidate for their world, it seems. But yeah, that was in the astral. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's something. There's probably more to it, but that's the vibe we get. The last superhero here just tore the place up. Well, he saved a lot of people, but still, we're still cleaning up after him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna definitely, be respectful of, and not try to crash in or throw anybody. But I feel that that's what's coming is that I'm gonna start, helping clear up the people who do harm here.
Yes. So, all right, blessings.
Blessings. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you don't see any of those superheroes cleaning up afterwards. Be nice to see him with some garbage bags afterwards saying sorry.
No. That's behind the scenes, I guess.
Yeah. All right, very cool. All right, up next we have Michael.
Greetings, Silver Surfer.
Greetings.
I was a comic book nerd, but it probably isn't the same. But anyway,
Close enough.
Okay, cool. So, are there any messages from Ganesh, the Indian god elephant?
Well, I believe you're part of that collective yourself. And you come here to, well, I guess, seek refuge, for a lost planet, a lost civilization, which is this one. To do your part, not to get too much attention to yourself. To, yes, be a part of a family that has been having difficulties throughout its ancestry to clear itself up, because if the ancestry part of your family has been, kind of having trouble healing itself. That's one of the reasons why you incarnate into it.
Wow, that hits the spot.
Yeah. So ancestry healing, you just like send your healing to grandparents, and you probably feel quite a bit connections to them, and so forth. You actually have connections to Greeks, from what I can see.
Greek, okay,
Ancient
cool.
Greeks, yes.
Okay, and my second question is used to be my ex-girlfriend that's passed, Erica Crowder, because I had a channeling with the Prime Creator, and Erica was saying that I was not confident in my intuition, like my psychic and doing, and Erica Crowder, and so just, I mean, just whatever you can tell me, whatever.
Well, yeah, you are getting more connect. You are believing in more. It's just basically believing your power, and you are doing that. But it can. You're learning how. You're not always aware of how far you can go with it. So you're taking things slow, but basically you have a strong healing ability that has not been fully tapped into yet. You're slowly doing it, but because you're still getting used to it, because you're healing your own body. But for like, when you send healing to a person, they actually feel it like a. They feel like it's like a wave, but it's like it's like almost like a sun energy that they get hit with, which is a good thing. Just recognizing your healing ability.
And I don't want to make this a third question, but I mean, I'm in so much pain right now, and I'm sure you know what I'm going through.
Well, that's a pain from others also.
Yes, I was told that, and you know, I never, I didn't, you know, how am I helping other people's pain? But anyway,
well, it makes you a better healer, but to feel, it's like it motivates you, you can say. So if you're going through this, what are other people going through? I mean, your connections are actually very biblical. You do connect to the Bible. You are in the Bible, actually.
Yeah, I've lived 2 lifetimes in the Bible.
I think it was more than that.
Oh wow! Okay, cool.
Jericho, Jerusalem. You've been a powerful healer during those times, and you kind of say you kind of lost some of that, some of your way. Well, this world is, you know how the world is today. So,
but I'm still an angelic human being.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. Blessings, Silver Surfer.
Okay, very cool. Thank you for that. Up next, I have Hazel's questions. She asked me to read. Her first question, she says, "Hello, Silver Friend. After recently ending an arrangement with a group of beings who have been around me since I was little, I was visited by another group who indicated I would soon be receiving a special delivery. I believe I have now received that in the form of clarity around a relationship situation that has been very troubling for some time. I've lost my confidence in my ability to navigate 3D situations, and I'm wondering if I am meeting expectations on handling this delivery as it was intended. In short, I am really struggling with it."
Well, it's not always supposed to be fully aware to you. It's like it's a package, you can say, like kind of a secret package. I believe you are doing what you need to do with it. It's just not, you don't know the full contents of it, or even the situation, but you are in the right place. I believe that's like a future timeline that's being developed that you're involved with. So it's a major one in a positive way. So it's really timeline related. So.
Okay, thank you. Her second question: are there any messages you have picked up for me in your cosmic surfing that you can pass on? Thank you very much.
Yes, there's like 20 of you in astral, probably more. Some of your versions argue with each other. Sometimes you avoid other versions of you because they're trying to stop you from what you're doing. But also combine yourself with other versions of you to make yourself stronger. So you are, yes, to cut the ends of old timelines to make connections from people in the physical. Kind of like you have kind of like a Cupid connection. You actually bring people together. That's not the only thing you do, but it's one of the things. I think about if you're bringing people together and then you get this heavy energy from someone that's not like you doing that, you probably experience something like that. Oh, over time, so you do a lot of that. It's not the only, you do many things, but that's one of the things where you get a lot of feedback that might not be the most positive from beings. So you are bringing several people together, though. Yeah, it can go much deeper, but they're not going to go through it here. But I think you have the idea.
Okay, thank you. Blessings. Up next, we have Brian.
Greetings. Thank you for coming in.
Yes, greetings.
So my first question is, which star systems have I been a part of in my lives before this one on Earth, and which of these did I originally come from?
I say a lot of your energies come from the Pleiades, but yes, you've been Alpha Centauri has been a strong place. You've been the Sirius, all the more popular ones, Lyra, Orion, but I feel Alpha Centauri is where you're, because there's other human civilizations there. I mean, there
Okay.
are around the cosmos. There's plenty, but Alpha, because when humans are opening up their contact, Alpha Centauri would be one of the places they find life on eventually.
Oh, interesting. Thank you. So my second question is, through a quantum hypnosis I had recently, I was told that the purpose of mine here is to be a healer, but I'm not really certain how I'm meant to accomplish this or how I start.
Well, you're here to be
an
intuitive connector also. I mean, you're here to have multiple connections, not just healing, but channeling, any form of spiritual where your heart desires.
Okay. So how exactly do I start moving myself further in this direction?
But is there something you want to? Is there anything that you want to do? What is it you want to do?
I mean, I'd love to do the channeling as well. I didn't really expect that to be coming up, but
yeah,
definitely, I feel very connected to healing and helping others. So,
well, you are healing through words, so that's where the channeling will. So you connect to angel energies, higher self energies, just wherever you want to tap into.
That's very interesting, actually, because I every now and then I do feel like I feel like I can sense my wings in a sense,
Yeah.
So that angel energy is interesting. Thank you very much.
Well, I feel a lot of your Arcturian energies. You see things like an Arcturian point of view, from what I can see.
That's also funny because that's really what I connect with the most.
That's your. I mean, you're here as human for the Palladian human. You learn how to be a human through their collective, but you are, spiritually a Arcturian. There's a lot of you here.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
it's very interesting. Blessings.
Okay, blessings. Thank you. Up next, I have Marvin's questions. His first question: a couple of days ago, I thought I heard harmonic voices, and I might have thought it was a Yael, or was it this Chirium's talking to me? Blessings.
I believe it was a Yael. He taps into their realities. So think of like you're just minding your own business, stay at home quietly, and you can actually tap into another realm. So he's kind of like a time jumper. May not be the best word for it, but yeah, you can connect to even alternative Earths you can tap into. I'm just not aware of it, but I feel like the more, like a version of Earth might come to mind, and maybe might break out laughing or something, which is good. But yeah, he can tap into other realities just without doing anything.
Okay, thank you. The second question: Silver Surfer Pleiadian, what can you give me about what you know of past me? Brief comic strip breakdown on what I did, and did we ever meet?
I do see you as an Arcturian being, very curious of the human experience. You do have a lot of connections with the apes, Planet of the Apes. You've had a lot of connections with them where they either did positives or not so positives, but it's like your experimental group. But I feel a lot of connection with ape people just because they're just wild. I mean, of course, humans have a lot of that here too. I mean, you connect to multiple places. The ape civilizations comes through loud and clear. You were a scientist connected with them. You help them in their evolution. Yes, where man became before ape. It's complicated. Like you have an idea. Blessings.
Hey, blessings. Up next, I have Braden's questions. His first question: are there any messages for me? Thank you.
I believe this had this answer in some ways, but I feel it's very connected to the moon. The moon connection is just to help Earth release itself from this version of Earth, this reality, but it's happening very, very slowly. Feels like he has a tall white or a Pleiadian type of being on the moon to assist Earth in finding itself, figuring itself out of what it's in now.
Okay, thank you. The second question: are there any other messages for me? Thank you and blessings.
Well, I see the art of manifestation. Of course, you take your time with it, and you don't abuse it. But when you really need something, you will find a way to make it happen. But you do block yourself a lot, so you don't misuse it. But it can be anything, of course. I'll just leave you with that. Blessings.
Okay, blessings. Up next, we have Crystal.
Blessings, Chris, Silver Surfer.
Greetings.
My question is, do I'm trying to find a way to put this. Do we have an alien species that's underwater or underground? And if so, if I have a connection to it?
Yes, there's many that are underground and underwater, yes. Now, the names of them might not always make themselves clear. There's actually quite a few Pleiadian beings that are underwater. There are also some Arcturian beings underwater. So you just have to go by. You can go by what name that comes to you. It doesn't really. They don't always want to be known either. Of course, your wizard people definitely live underground. But some of them do have, bases, of course. Okay. And you do tap into their energy. So they might not always make themselves known of what they are, but you can tap into what's happening. It seems.
How do I do that?
Just go by like underground. What do you feel what's happening there?
Oh.
And underwater, what do you feel what's happening? Especially around the Bermuda Triangle, any portals that you might be aware of. That's another place you can just tap into. Just what you feel. If you feel blocked, you're being blocked for a reason. But I feel like you can get around that somehow.
I get around it with no problem?
You can, but that's up to you.
So what's my connection with them then?
With who?
With the underground beings.
Well, because you've been there, and you're asking a question about it, so you must have some connection to it. They're not really showing me all the details of it. They're underground and underwater. I can go into detail, but that's where your shadow government is. That's where a lot of beings go to monitor your planet. So just go by what you're feeling from it.
Makes sense. Thank you. My second question is, do you have any messages for me from my guardian angel or archangel Michael?
Just keep exploring with your energy. You are doing well, but you can expand out. I feel a lot of connection from Orion.
Okay.
So Orion is I believe your main star system, actually. And your reason you're here is to help remember itself. As you remember, you've been a feline being in Orion, definitely. You've had countless incarnations, but one is the stronger one is the feline. So it's just here to, end the war. That's your.
So how do I make that stronger connection?
Go by what you feel from Orion. First off, just tap into those energies, what you feel from that. You can tap into feline Orion if you like to. What feels right for you.
Oh, wow.
Crystalline energies, you can connect to crystal energies, underground, underwater, and Orion, just do your own, like connecting to the land itself, like connecting to a planet in Orion. Like what's the first thing that comes to mind when you connect to Orion?
Okay.
So just
okay. So they're okay with the work that I'm doing now. Just keep doing it.
Yes, whatever you yeah. Well, you're going to be expanding out more from what they're showing.
Right. I feel that too. So I just have to go through a transition period, which is underway.
Well, with your intuition, just what do you want to tap into? It feels like anything's there for you to. It's all open for you to look into.
Okay.
Yeah, blockages, but not that many.
Oh wow.
So
what are those blockages?
they're not going to tell me what those are.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, so I don't have that many, so that's good news.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, blessings.
Blessings.
Okay, thank you. Up next, we have Annie.
Hi, greetings.
Greetings.
Are there any messages for me from your collective?
See a lot of animals that you're connected to. The fox, the hound, comes a lot of canine energies. I feel like you have a strong connection to Neptune. Definitely been a being before Earth was even created. You were connected to many of these other planets before Earth was even came to existence. You can say you laid the energy for it to even find its place here.
Huh.
I can see. Like a welcoming mat, you can say. A cosmic version of it. Yeah, we have space for you. Literally. Well, what I see is that we're, at least the Neptune connection, that part of you felt you needed more for growth. Something was missing. Because that's what I see. And then Earth was slowly evolved. Slowly evolved. You're pretty old, let's put it that way.
I've always felt like I've had a really, really old soul.
You're very, very... If I'm telling you you're here before Earth was here, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like a teenager back then.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, thank you. And my second question is, why do I have thyroid issues going on?
Something, just a blockage of speaking. It feels like just they don't want you, someone doesn't want you to say anything. That's a big part of it. It's a past life connection. Well, it feels like it comes through hanging.
Yeah, you just confirmed that. That's what I was thinking too. Okay.
Yeah. So you were kind of like I would say what I get from that is like a Bible scholar, and you went against the church's teachings. I guess you're finding things were not adding up, is what they were saying. You're questioning the word. Let's put it that way.
That's true.
So you're very. I mean, many people were very connected to the church, but kind of had no choice at the time. But it was a growth. But connecting to that type of energy, but then looking deeper into it, there's a lot of bravery, though. Especially speaking about it. I don't believe you're telling everybody about, but the word got out eventually.
Okay, thank you. Blessings.
Okay, very cool. Up next, we have Christy.
Hi, Ivan. Say hi to Ivan.
Hi, Ivan.
That was from Hayden. He wanted to say hi to you. So we're over here pet sitting at my sister's house, and this past Saturday we had a storm over, and I know that there was a large ship that came right over her house, and it was like a cloaked, in a cloud ship like that. So I was wondering, like what did we go up on the ship, and like who was flying the ship?
Well, first of all, the storm felt very reptilian.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I saw a gray and reptilian.
Yeah, it was. It felt like an angry storm too. It was. I feel it was there to bring thoughts into people's minds, to cause some mayhem. It was for future timelines. So it's a form of programming. The Palladian ship, I believe, was there to bypass it, to clear it, the best of their ability. There are some Syrians there also. So yes, there is weather wars going on. There's feline beings connected to it. They're very worried about people, because when people say okay and just allow the programming to come through, there's not much I can do about that.
So like because I was seeing like a lizard reptilian, like bipedal flying it, and grays on there too when I was tuning in, but I didn't feel anything from it, I didn't feel any energy, like nothing.
Yeah, feel that they're cloaking their vibration. It wasn't pleasant from what I can see.
Did we get taken up on there, or what happened?
Well, I believe you were on the
Another one?
Yeah, you're on the more positive ship. What I can see.
Oh yeah.
Bringing navigation. You did. I feel like you show up sometimes as a canine being. Sometimes.
Well, she has 3 dogs here that
makes sense.
you know, so they I was feeling like they went up there with me.
Yeah, they were with you. Yeah, so you
A
took their
lab
form.
and yeah. 3 dogs.
Yeah, and they're concerned about the planet too.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool because they do feel I could see them easily when they're right over their house, you know. So it's like, this is
well,
different.
when Hayden shows up, feels like he always shows up as a gray. But no
Yeah.
matter what, he's a gray.
Yeah, that's true. He is. So he was with me though, like up there.
I see him sometimes. He sometimes shows up as a frog being too. Sometimes.
Oh, they have frogs out here too.
Yeah.
But because they live behind the field and stuff, so the frogs are all making all kinds of noise out there. It's funny. Okay, but he's been in a good mood all the time we've been here, so
that's good. Well, because his dogs are there, that's why.
Yeah. That he likes them all. Okay, so I had a dream just the other night too. Well, we're still here. This was a different dream. I never seen anything like this before. I was working at like an ancestor place that people came in and then they asked about their people like behind the counter asked about their abduction experiences, the alien abduction. So I had like a secret list or something going on, and I could look inside their picture underneath some kind of like I don't know what it was, something, and you could see, and I saw an alien in one of them, like their real form, and that was something really different. I was like, well, I got to remember this dream and tell Ivan about it. So I wondered, what you pick up from that? Like, what was that, like a past life or another world or something?
Well, it feels like it was happening now in another reality. So you're like a psychologist. So you're wondering what alien groups these people are coming from. And yes, and you found some new species you've never seen before.
Yeah.
So it was to help them through their human incarnations here, but a lot of it was just research of who was here. So.
Yeah, like trying to just understand people, like catalog races and stuff like that.
Yeah. You have it's like your whole job is about figuring out who's here.
That's cool.
And because when humans act strange and there's manipulation going on, you can say maybe it's this being or that being, because not all aliens can tap into everything. Some beings can, but they don't always communicate to everybody.
It felt ancient, like a really ancient time, like that, and you know. Like,
well, the species is ancient, but I believe it was modern though.
Yeah. So. Yeah. That's really cool. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Blessings.
Okay, blessings. Thank you. Up next, we have Tristan.
That is just so cool. Oh my God. Thank you. Greetings. My first question is about, this goes a while back where it was a moment where I was kind of evolving or whatever it was, and I remember I was on a street corner, and it was one of those times when the energy felt really different, and I was about to cross the street, and a woman came up to me and said something like, "Are you one of the Greens?" And I was going, okay, I don't know what that means, but I said, I no, and she said, oh, sorry, as if she had said something she shouldn't. Was that like some kind of connection, or was this just something ordinary and very earthly, whatever?
No, it feels like you're connected to a Zeta collective. Okay. So that lady was Zeta in human form. So I believe you're on their ship actually, but when you're on their ship, you're kind of like in another reality, you can say.
Okay, so they didn't know I was there.
Not really, no.
Okay, and so she So she recognized me as, she thought I was something else, or that
Yeah,
she
she
recognized.
thought
Oh, okay.
she thought you were somebody else. Yeah. So you changed
Okay.
your form. So yeah. But
Oh, cool.
I don't
Okay.
believe they can figure out who you were either, even now. Yeah.
Well, it's just, if her reaction was something like, I felt like something like Harry Potter, where she said, "Oh, you're a Muggles" or something. It was like her reaction was like, "Oh, oops, sorry, I said something I shouldn't," and I was like going,
Yeah.
"Okay, oh, okay."
But believe she thought you were somebody else. Like her vision was, but then when she stepped back, she saw you as somebody else. So
Okay.
whatever you're using as a cloak, she didn't.
Yeah. Well, I don't
nothing
know.
to worry
Obviously.
about. Nothing to worry.
Okay. No.
There's a place you needed to be, apparently. So it might
okay.
not make itself too known right now, but over time, it might make sense, maybe.
Okay, cool. I remembered it, and it was just a strange moment of like, okay, I don't know what's going on. So I thought, that's
Well, there's a
good.
possibility you might go to that ship. You might have another dream, and it'll go more in detail, possibly.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I feel like you're just testing things out. Like, this is somewhat different.
Well, that's the story of my life. Yeah, sure. Okay. My second question is about just actually more general, about, you're talking about wars and how you help with portals and stuff. And these wars, it's fairly understood in the rest of the world that the goal is not to get rid of bad and have good like we do here. So why are all these wars? Like, why don't people just sit down and figure things out if they're...
Well, there are some beings that want to take over the human mind. They want to get humans on their side, but they do it through mind control.
Well,
So
that
that's
doesn't
why
sound like it will work.
So I think some beings enjoy watching humans become, psychotic. That's their entertainment.
Okay.
And it's very selfish. To them, it's a game, and they can get away with it until humans start to become more aware of who's here. They feel like they can do whatever they want, no matter the karma they get.
Yeah, they'll find the karma, but if they can do it, they can do it. So yeah.
So
we'll learn how to.
They have the power and they just abuse it. There's many beings, and then when those beings get retired or removed, other beings come and do the same thing. It's like every time we think we get somewhere, well, because humans here they're not aware of who's here, so they don't protect themselves. So there's only so much.
Learn how to. We don't learn how to. We don't know any of this. So yeah.
So many of these alien beings are trying to be gods here, and they do reach that to a certain extent.
Yeah. Well, here's to learning slowly who we really are then.
Well, that might speed things up a little bit. People are wondering why they get depressed, and they get depressed because they're not from here. And it's like, why can't I think faster? Why can't I move quicker? What's with these 5 fingers? What's up with all this?
Oh God, that's the story of my life too. Why can't I just think, and why can't it just be?
When you see like alien therapy, you kind of have that now, where more people are become your alien therapist to help you realize what you are.
Good.
When it becomes more accepted, it's happening now, but it'll happen more drastic level in the future.
I'll put like the Snoopy sign out. The therapist is in 5 cents.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks so much.
Yes.
Blessings.
Okay, blessings. I was getting some downloads there, talking about how they don't care about karma. It was at the phrase karma lawyers. They just find every loophole and just game the system, and so they don't have to pay for the karma.
It hits them eventually, but it might take centuries or thousands of years for it to happen.
Yep. Okay, well, thank you for that. Up next, we have James.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Sorry, what about my connections to your collective, or just who's around me, or like that?
Yes, connecting to our race is like, hear about moons. Like your moon is not a real moon and was brought here, but as you are connected to our race, yes, you have brought moons to different planets. I don't know if it was this one. This one's kind of off topic. They don't like going into details of that. But you have Yeah, I've been a part of worlds being developed, like bringing a different type of moon to a planet and changing the vibration of a world, even calibrate it with the planet itself, which takes a long time. That's not the only thing that you do, but we're also moving planets. We're also involved with that too. So it can connect to a certain amount of sun rays. So even moving worlds, which takes a lot. There's a lot of higher dimensional beings involved with that too. So,
Tell me about the energies of the song I was working on today.
mm-hmm. Oh, what about it? We're gonna tap into it, or
yeah, like does there any like alien connections or connections to places here?
well, it feels like it helps you with aging. Like you don't age that fast, or not age at all. It feels like that's not the main reason why you tap into it, but a lot of it you tap into the sun's energy and you send your energy to others here also. It's like you're recalibrating the sun to a certain extent.
Oh, hold on. No, I meant the song music.
Oh, the song.
Yeah.
The song. Well, that's kind of similar to the sun, you can say. Well, the song is what the song is about, or
is what it's connected to.
Well, yeah, that girl that you're connected to. A lot of her energies are in that. I feel like you're healing a lot of her reptilian connections, which is a lot. I think that's connected to a lot of her sheer. So she's been like captured by reptilians in her past life. Of course, she doesn't remember it, but she certainly does act like she remembers it. So there's still some trauma there. So you probably sense some of that.
Yeah, it was like a nightmare quality.
Yeah, it comes up every. Yeah, she was. Yeah, something like it was pretty bad. So yeah, but her energy is in a lot of your music though, especially that recent one. So
that's neat.
Hey, blessings. Up next, we have KR.
Hi. Silver Surfer, I really am enjoying your energy. It feels so good. So I'm thinking about you sort of not really having like a home base. Is that accurate?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and so I have spent a lot of my life not really having a home base. I'm wondering now if maybe you can elaborate on why that is.
Well, you're working on it, and when you work on it, yes, you get rejected by it. So that is connected to your cosmos. Always traveling. You also have time traveling connections too. So you can say, well, I can feel a little bit of a fear. Like, if I settle down, am I going to be me anymore? Am I going to turn into somebody else? There's something there like that. It's deep, though. I don't believe that's going to happen. You're just not used to settling down.
Yeah.
Travel to the places we're looking for information, looking for knowledge. But every once in a while, you got to find some kind of base.
Right. Okay, well, do you have a base?
No, well, sometimes a moon. Yeah, we temporary places, yes.
Huh. That's good. So, do you have a message for me maybe about some work that I'm doing here in the 3D?
There are some energies here you're here to heal, of course, capture actually, to make known that they're not exactly the most positive energy. Like, so they get away with a lot. So you're saying you can't do that anymore. And that's one of your main missions here is this you're not going after everybody in the world, because that would be you have done that though. You have been kind of like a police, but someone that was actually doing the right thing, but catching criminals that usually run amok, usually run the city itself. So you're just undoing a lot of wrongs. You're bringing more justice to the earth, you can say, in your own way.
Right.
There's more to it than that, but
sure.
It's kind of scary, but it is necessary, it seems. I feel like there's
Yeah.
a being they just got enough of.
Yeah.
Absolutely had enough. It's like no more of this. So you are cutting a timeline there, I see.
Right. It definitely feels like that. I thought, well, maybe I can bring some purpose to it rather than, just
You
either.
are. You are. You're doing it.
That's good. Well,
you're finding your humanity, you can say.
Yes, I definitely feel that. I'm feeling pretty good, actually. And in large part to Ivan. So thank you. Also, if you have time after you're done, maybe tell us how we can connect with you. And
yes,
that's
I'll do
all.
what I can. Sure.
Okay. Blessings.
Very cool. And when enough it becomes enough, it doesn't matter how scary it is.
Yep.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. Up next, we have April.
Greetings.
Yes, greetings.
Thank you for being here tonight. My first question, I'm trying to unpack this anxiety that kind of came on in the last couple weeks. I'm trying to figure out if it's from this current timeline, if it's from my reptilian energies, or if it's like past life stuff, because it feels heavy. And I thought I was done with the anxiety. I thought it was, yeah, but it's back.
Well, we're kind of going to science fiction territory, but it's not fiction. But we see you as a human in a past life. You actually had it's on some world somewhere where you had actually a reptilian child, and that was kind of spooky.
Yeah, well.
So, yeah, you say you're part of some kind of hybridization program that you had nothing to do with.
Okay.
And you end up finding out that you were part of it after all. We had fears of it. So I feel like you were abducted.
Okay.
And then you had actual reptilian. And that world is aware of reptilian beings being born by kids, stuff like that.
Okay.
Or by humans. So I feel like the shock of that's still with you.
Something. It's heavy.
There's more to it than that, but that's part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, you have connected to reptilian royalty in your past, and that's not something you just heal overnight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if the one came and spoke to me here, obviously I'm connected to him.
Yeah,
it's reptilian everything, and I need to connect with something else.
Some of them are you are healing it now. This is not something. Okay. A lot of them are like very muscle, like they're very healthy. I mean, like they're muscle guys.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see any of them, they're probably connected to your past somewhere.
Yeah, the one that I talked to was very, very big and muscly. So I know him from somewhere.
Yeah, it's just it goes deep.
All right, well, we'll start there and scratch the surface.
Yeah.
And then my second question, just what other connections can you see for me right now from your perspective?
Well, part of you, that reptilian side, is not wanting to let go. Because part of you feel like you owe that reality still, because you learned a lot from it. Mm-hmm. So you don't want to fully let go of it altogether, but you know it's kind of torturing you at times at the same time. Mm-hmm. So I believe you're connected to the bloodlines, the Illuminati bloodlines at one time, where you've been through sacrifices here.
Oh, great.
At one time. Ancient Greece is what I see.
Okay.
I believe when it was just beginning, when they got more serious into it. You're more of the sacrifice was just they had what they needed from you, let's put it that way. Okay. I think it was offspring, so they didn't need you anymore, something like that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So some of that still, I feel like you've been fighting these people for a long time.
That's what I feel too.
Yeah. So these elites, Rockefeller energy comes to mind. So you have been fighting these people for a while.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It's just, I'll just leave you with that. So blessings.
All right. Thank you. Blessings.
Okay. Thank you. Up next, we have Liz Medina.
Hi.
Yes, greetings.
I'd like to ask, what collectives am I connected to?
One of them is the Yael. You're aware of who they are? It's just a human race that's very connected to your banking systems and nature, but they're called the Yael. Also connected to Palladian beings, Syrian. The Syrian is probably more of your deepest connection, though. The Yael is more of the lighter version. They're like a naive race, you could say. Someone might disagree with that. But yeah, you come here to unlock a lot of mysteries, as you know. So you too. I mean, you left the naive race and you went somewhere to make yourself deeper, though. So you're very deep in this reality, though. You're willing to take chances. With that one.
Okay. Andromedan connection?
There's some of that. Yes, there's some of that, yes.
Okay. Do I have time travel connections too?
Yes, I believe you do more time traveling in your astral. I believe just to see future timelines. Yeah.
What does that mean? My astral?
In your astral realm, in your sleep, during your sleep time.
Yeah.
I think you do it to see the future. We also go to the past, but we just mostly go to the future.
Okay.
To where things are going.
I feel much more of the future, really.
Well, because you're trying to build it to a more positive reality. The past you do go to, it's more mucky there.
Yeah, to clean it up, right?
Yeah, yes, correct.
Yeah, okay. Great. That's what I wanted to ask. Thank you. Blessings.
Okay, blessings. Thank you again, Silver Surfer, for coming in. Blessed this evening is me. For my first question, last week's webinar, the Andromedan felines mentioned seeing a crystal orb of diamond energy over my head that they said I can use to heal myself and others. Do the Arcturians have any advice on connecting more consciously with this energy to remember how it works and what it can do?
Well, it's like connecting to your higher self, basically. It's like bringing your higher self energy to the earth, you can say. It's like your mannerisms, your way, your philosophy, like bringing your energy to the earth's reality. It's another way of looking at it. You're already doing it now, but not at a heavy set of mind. I feel like you're working on timelines a lot recently to keep you out of the negative ones.
Yeah, from falling into a spiral of hopelessness. Yeah.
Well, that's especially where you live. Yeah, that city has been through a great deal, depending on what timeline you're on.
Yeah, it's definitely ground zero.
It pushes itself. It tries to get reptilian beings are trying to push into a worse state than it already is. They're trying. That's why you're there. You're there as a guardian. You do face them too. So
yeah, I get visited.
I see them outside your window sometimes.
Oh yeah, yeah. When another person in the group says they like watching me.
Yeah, they're they're trying to. Well, because I feel like you have your energy where they can't get close to you anymore.
Oh yeah.
So that's why they're outside now. So they try to intimidate you from the outside. I think they even make faces at you sometimes. Those are more like the lizard ones.
Yeah.
That look like a gecko. But they're like 6 feet tall. They're just kind of punks, basically.
Interesting. All right. Well, I'll see if I can visualize that in a connection in my next meditation. Speaking of meditation, for my second question, last night I was visualizing having a conversation with a child version of me. It was basically me talking to another me, but from a different time and space. And emotionally, it felt more than just imagination. It was what felt like some inner chamber of conscious memories I was tapping into. So I'd like to know if you or my guides can share from your perspective what it was I was tapping into.
Well, yeah, as your child self, I believe you went back in time to heal some of your childhood memories. Trauma, especially with your family, somewhere there, so you can have a wider perspective as you finally move out of that place altogether. So there's karmic ties with your family that has not been fully healed just yet. Mostly with the mother. You think it would be with the father, but it's actually more with the mother.
Yeah, he's changed and gotten a lot lighter over the years, and she's kind of gone the opposite route.
Yeah, so you're healing. You're talking to her as a child in the past.
Yeah.
So you're trying to help her get it through. She has a lot of fear built up within her. She has a fear of death also. That's a major thing she's running into at this time.
Interesting.
So it's really about death, I feel. It's there. It's not. It's just that she's letting all this negativity. So that's how the reptilians are getting. They can't get to you, but they can get to her. Really easy. So
Right,
you
right.
see their vibration around her. I feel like sometimes they're crawling around her too. So you can even visualize that and heal that energy.
Yeah, I see her. Her posture kind of takes a dip, and yeah, I could feel the energy around her.
I feel like that will come more clearly to you. I mean, they make themselves hard to detect, but as you become more aware of it, and it's time for it, that means if she wants to be healed. If she doesn't want to be healed, it's hard to see it. But if she wants to be healed, and she does, she goes back and forth.
Right, right. Yeah.
It's hard to heal someone when they don't want to be healed. So.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
I see her with another lifetime here, meaning that she's not done with this place.
Okay.
Well,
That's
father.
good. If the plane is making a transition towards the higher dimension, she's going to come along with it then.
Yeah, but your father, I feel like he's going to go in the spirit, and he's accomplished what he needs to accomplish here.
His health in this incarnation had a little scare. Is he going to be around for a little bit longer?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Good deal.
It's always hard to tell with that, but I believe it feels like he's going to be here for quite some time, actually.
Yeah, he's got a strong ticker, so passion for
his
life.
age. I feel like 10 years. So you take that. That's my perspective.
That's fair enough.
He's not ready to go yet, but he is trying to heal, your mother's energy, but it's not getting anywhere, as you can see.
Yeah. She's a tricky one.
Yeah, she used to be a sister in your past life. She's been a mother, not very much mother, more sister lifetimes.
Yeah, she wasn't really the motherly figure in my life. That was more of my grandmother, and she was too young, and she was always working. Her priorities were in different places.
Well, that was for you to become more independent.
Yeah. But it also became me so independent that it's hard for me to reach out and ask for help. Yeah. Or in general, to just ask for help and then be able to rely on somebody else.
Well, it feels like you're healing her energy, though. So, well, you can say it's karmic. Feels like you owe her. Is what I get from her.
I owe her.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, it feels like she saved your life in many incarnations. She stood on your side when everyone wanted to have you dead, basically.
All right,
so,
cool. Yeah.
Look at it from that point of view. So, it's just her being hard on you, but like a soldier, you can say.
Yeah, and it's likewise too. I won't turn my back on them either.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you for that, and appreciate your assistance again. Blessings.
So I had a request about connecting to our energies. Just this, you just look up Silver Surfer online. Not necessarily with a surfboard; it's more of a human type of thing. We're not usually in a human body either. I mean, I'm here talking through a human energy, but we're normally just cosmos, and we can appear as humans. We're more just spiritual entities. So connecting with us is just visualizing what we look like. It's usually pretty easy if you can walk into our energy field, and you're most likely one of us. So let's just see. Okay, all right, blessings.